Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to share with you a holiday makeup tutorial, and I'm using the new chocolate gold palette from Too Faced, a bunch of my favorite products, and then some newer makeup as well. So if you guys want to see how I created this look using the chocolate gold palette and just some of my favorites, then just keep on watching. So I'm going to start off with my eyes, and I'm using the chocolate gold palette. I highly recommend this. I love this palette. I have a review swatch video of it. I will link that probably above me right now. And this palette's just awesome, and I think everybody who has tried it says it's awesome too. So I don't think anybody's like disappointed with this palette. I saw a lot of reviews online and everyone's loving it. And I'm going in with Rolling in the Dough, just this matte cream shade. I'll probably use all the matte shades because there's only 4 of them in this palette. That is the one downside. I mean, it's not really because you have all the shades you need, but you have so many possibilities with the shimmer shades, and there's fallout every time I use one of the matte shades. I always get the fallout and I can taste the chocolate. So I think I'm gonna do this silver shade on my lid. I want like, well, I did a Instagram video of like a holiday makeup look a couple weeks ago, and I was using a ColourPop palette. So I want to do like a very similar look with glitter that's like silver and red. And so I'm just going to go in with this shade So Bougie, and then I'll probably end up using that on my lid, but I'm going to use one of the Stila glitters. And I'm basically going to be recreating the makeup I had in my everyday makeup drawer for December, just with completely different products. I'm wearing the same lip color because I just think this color is a must, and it's a brand new product. But then I have a couple other things to test out. Actually, just one thing that I'm really excited to test out that you guys are going to be surprised I haven't used yet. It's the Tan de Soleil, right? Soleil Tan de Chanel. I haven't even used it yet. I've had it for exactly, or almost a month. I got it right after my birthday. But I've been scared to use it because anytime I get something that's like new and fancy, I am scared to like ruin it and start using it and take away from like the prettiness of it. So I'm just gonna add in chocolate truffle or cocoa truffle. And this is a brush I got in my BoxyCharm, I believe, a couple months ago. It's from Moda Brushes. They actually have awesome brushes. I also use this one a lot. This is a brush that has no name, but I use that one a lot too. Their crease brushes are awesome. I think you can get them at Walmart, but they're like a really affordable brand. They're kind of like Real Techniques. I want to say that they're even cheaper, and they have a bigger variety of brushes. And part of the reason I'm super obsessed with this palette is because it just like makes me feel nostalgic about when I first like fell in love with Too Faced and my original Too Faced palette. And I'd use like the same 2 shades every day for like 2 years straight from my original chocolate bar palette. And it made me so happy every single day. And that's how I feel about this palette. Like, it just reminds me, because that was my first full-size high-end palette, like one of my first ever high-end makeup products. And it just reminds me of that like love towards an eyeshadow palette and how much joy it would bring me just to use it for like 2 minutes to blend out 2 shades. So I'm very predictable with what I do for my lid color, Morphe M124. Got a whole bunch of Fix Plus all over my palette now, but now it's gonna be so metallic, and I think I'm just gonna go ahead and go in with Rich Girl. And I can't help but like think of Gwen Stefani when I hear that. So this shade, yes, this is really pretty because it's silver, but it's kind of like a chrome shade too, so it's not super cool tone. So it still looks really pretty with like a warmer crease color. Alright, so these shadows, wet especially, glide on in like 2 seconds. Like, I feel like I just did like a liquid eyeshadow because they're super, super creamy. So I'm just gonna take my blending brush that I now lost. So I'm just blending out the top of my crease. And it's super easy with like these brown shades. And I always like carry my shimmers, especially something like this. I carry it like on the way up to my brow bone basically, just to open up my eye a bit more. I just really like that look. And I'm just gonna go back and forth between Cocoa Truffle, and then I'll go in with a little bit of Love and Cocoa for my outer V. And I don't really do an outer V, I just slap on some eyeshadow. I'm not very precise with it. And I don't want to be, because I want, this is more of a kind of neutrally shimmer look, so it's not like I'm doing like green and blue where it really matters where I place the darker color. So you can kind of see how as I'm adding like a warmer brown, it makes that lid color look a little bit almost like a champagne color. So that's a really pretty shade because it really adapts to, like if I were to do like burgundy, it would still blend nicely and not like clash and be like a really true silver that didn't match with the transition shades. But that shade just kind of like, you can make it look like whatever kind of undertone you want it to be depending on what you use for transition shades. All right, so my eyeshadow, at least my top shadow, is pretty much done. I've been using the glitter after I do, I'm gonna do it after I do my eyeliner. I'm gonna do a wing liner. And the eyeliner that I love, and these are so gross because they are covered in lash glue, but this is from Physicians Formula. It's called their Eye Booster, Lash Boosting Eyeliner and Serum. So it's supposed to have like a lash serum in it too. I love these and I have so many of them open. I have like 6 of them and I know some of them are dried up, some of them aren't, and it's driving me crazy. I actually tried to buy a new one of these at the drugstore this morning and they were completely sold out. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply some eyeliner. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do this on camera because I always get like right up to my mirror. But I'm just gonna wing out the liner, and then if I have to clean up the wing, I'll show you guys how I like to do that. All right, so I just put on some eyeliner, and I rarely do wing liner nowadays. I do them like once every 3 months. But what I always do is just like go for it and then correct whatever I need to. I don't like worry about it as I'm doing it. So I'm like, whatever. And if they end up uneven, I could clean it up afterwards. So I really like this one a lot better than this one. This one goes like straight and this one's more up at an angle, a little thicker. So I'm gonna thicken this one up, and then what I like to use is the e.l.f. makeup remover pen, and that way you can clean up the line if it gets like really thick, if you want to make it sharper. So I got this wing to be thicker to match this one, and then I'm just gonna take, I don't know if I could get this on camera, I'm gonna try, but I like to take this pen and I'm just gonna take it at the edge, and that way you can sharpen the edge of a wing. Alright, so the only pair of lashes I've worn, I think for maybe like 6, 7, 8 months now, are Cocoa Lashes and Misha. I repurchase them constantly. I think they're $6.99, and then if you buy more than 3 pairs, they're $5.99. You get them at Lady Moss. I'll link them below. I'll link everything below. So I'm just waiting for my lash glue to dry, and I'm going in with a Smashbox Primerizer. Probably one of my holy grail primers for the year. I think I've gone through a decent amount. I just shook it up so I can't tell how much is left in the bottle, but I've gone through a decent amount of this already. It has everything that I need in a primer. If you have dry skin, check this out because it's so hydrating, but it's also like tacky, so it actually primes your skin. Sometimes hydrating primers are just like face lotions. Like they do nothing for your makeup. They're just like a second moisturizer, and then it becomes like almost too hydrating. And these are the absolute perfect lashes to wear with wing liner because I have smaller eyes. Wing liner like closes off my eyes a bit, but these really open up my eyes, so like it doesn't take away from my eye space. Like it doesn't make my eyes look smaller. It doesn't look like the liner is too heavy because the center of these lashes are bigger, and that way it just gives the appearance that my eye is bigger. Alright, so I kind of wish I did my glitter before lashes. I realized that as I was putting on my second lash. I totally forgot about the glitter, but I'm going to put it on now and try my best not to get any fallout on my eyes. If I do, I could just clean it up with eyeliner. So I just like to apply it mostly like in the inner third of my eye and kind of like an ombre, like diffuse it out. And I'm just using the shade Diamond Dust from Stila. So I'm actually gonna pack most of it like in the inner half and then just use a flat brush to spread it out. So you can definitely see a big difference by adding the glitter, like this side with glitter and this side without. It probably isn't like super dramatic, but it is just like an extra pop. And if you don't have any glitter, then definitely just the eyeshadow is perfect on its own. I remember when I like first started watching YouTube and I would look up like certain tutorials for certain palettes, and it would be like an all brown matte palette or something, like the original chocolate bar palette or something, and I'd see like this like turquoise silver tutorial and I would like start following the tutorial and then they whip out like, what was it called? That like blue pigment from MAC. Everybody was using that, and they'd whip that out, and I'd be like halfway with my makeup done and realize I couldn't finish the tutorial, and I'd be so mad. So I really like that, and that's so easy. Like, this is so easy. And the Stila like glitters, anytime you use them, it just makes your makeup look like it took so much longer than it really did. So I'm just gonna go through my foundation routine pretty quickly because I just want to use all of my favorites today that I use all the time. I'm using the Benefit Buoyant Concealer, and I've been applying it on my nose too because I find that whenever I have trouble with foundation sticking to my nose, this adds a little bit of tackiness so the makeup doesn't run off. I've been using the Bare Minerals foundation. I just got it on my pants, but I've been using this foundation all the time lately. And I'm actually using the Full Coverage Foundation Brush from Smashbox. Because I don't just use a brush, I just use a brush so I don't have to get my fingers dirty, honestly. Because I'm going to go in with my Beauty Blender. I'm not super picky with my foundation brushes, but for sure my favorite one is the sheer foundation brush from Smashbox because it doesn't absorb product. That one is just like so dirty right now, but this is a really good one too. And I got this white Beauty Blender, and surprisingly it stays clean. Like, it doesn't stain, which is pretty impressive. And I did spray my brush. It looks so pale. My hairline's like 7 shades darker than my forehead, but it oxidizes just slightly, so the foundation will match. Just give it like 2 minutes. But I did spray my brush with Glow Mist from Pixi. I do this like almost every single time, and I really only wear this concealer, the L'Oreal Pro Glow. You guys have seen me use it a million times. I'm actually surprised that I still have the first container because I use it every single day. And I need to get a second one really soon, but there's been so many releases, so I wanted to get the Kylie concealer, but it was just so hard to shade match online, and I felt like every Instagram picture she posted, the shades look completely different. So there was like between 10 shades that I was debating to get, so that was really frustrating. So I ended up not getting it. I might in the future, but now I'm not like in a rush to get it. And also, like, with the holidays, I'm traveling and I didn't want to get it and try to film a review on it, but then get it like and it not come until after I'm gone, and then I don't end up posting it until like January. So I'm like, let me just get it when I really want a new concealer. And I see enough people like around my complexion reviewing it, and I know what shade to get because it was very confusing to me. I'm using the Too Faced Born This Way setting powder under my eyes, and then I'm gonna go in with the cream bronzer. Okay, so I'm moving into the Soleil Tan de Chanel, and there's something that just breaks my heart going like this and like ruining the prettiness. It still looks good, so at least it's not completely smushed. And this actually looks really warm, so I don't want to go in too heavy. Maybe I'll do just a little bit on my cheeks, but mostly the perimeter of my face. Let's see. And this is a cream cheek brush from Smashbox. Then my favorite brush, it's the 105 brush. It's a, I think it's like a tapered stiffle brush from e.l.f. in their Beautifully Precise line. It's so good. It's the best brush I've ever used in my life for cream products, cream contour. It's like a $5 brush, so I thought it would be perfect to use with a Chanel bronzer. Alright, so I'm just setting the rest of my face with the Born This Way powder. And that bronzer is like very natural looking. I also didn't get like too heavy with it, because I'm pretty subtle about like contouring and bronzer. So that's gonna last me forever. I'm so excited to finally have it. So I'm just gonna take a tiny bit of this sculpting powder from Kevyn Aucoin, just something a little bit more cool for my cheekbones. And I just used the buildable cheek brush from Smashbox. This is my favorite contour brush right now. So right now it is 3:30 and the sun's setting. And I started filming at 2, and it makes me so mad that it just sets so quickly. I'm just using the Sweetie Pie bronzer slash blush from Too Faced. I've been using this every day. I'm obsessed with it and it smells so good. But the sun sets, like you get no daylight with daylight savings. I'm just so ready for it to be over because it makes it really hard for filming. And also like in LA, you wouldn't think that you would get like hardcore loss of sunlight because it's like 90 degrees out and like sunny and gorgeous during the day. But then the sun still sets so quickly. So it makes no sense because like an hour ago, it was like beach weather and now it's dark outside at 3. I just used Topaz by Jouer. This goes with absolutely everything. It's the best highlighter in the world. This is my favorite highlighter ever. It goes with every makeup look, and so I've just been wearing either this one or the That's Heart highlighter from e.l.f. Those are like the only two I've been wearing for like the past 2-3 months. So I'm just gonna mix Cocoa Truffle and then Love and Cocoa, the shimmer shade, for my bottom lashes. I'm gonna take a tiny bit of Rich Girl. Let's see what this looks like. I wanna do it a little bit in the inner, yeah, I like that. In the inner edge of my eye. I didn't want it to look too silver, but with the brown shadows, it helps it look like more just shimmery and not like super cool. Just gonna pop on some Excessive Lash from Makeup Forever. This is my favorite for bottom lashes. And then this lip color is basically what transforms my entire makeup look and why I really wanted to do this tutorial. It's called Vino Noir from Smashbox. It's a gorgeous like burgundy metallic shade. It's a brand new color that they just released. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm not into metallic lips. I don't wear a lot of bold lips, but this color is just so beautiful. Alright guys, so this is the completed look. I hope you enjoyed this holiday get ready with me using some of my favorite products, some of my new favorite products like the Chocolate Gold palette. Highly recommend this. It is awesome. Check out my review of it if you guys want to see swatches on it. But it's such an easy palette to use. I highly recommend it. And then also I'm loving this new lip color from Smashbox. That is why I wanted to do this whole look, because I really love this metallic lip. It's definitely not metallic unless you get like really up close, so it's more subtle metallic, which I really like too. And also this eye look goes with absolutely every lip color you can come up with. It goes with everything because it's neutral but still glam. So I hope you guys enjoyed this look. Definitely let me know what your plans are for the holidays in the comments. I'd love to know what your plans are, or any holiday traditions that you guys like to do in the comments. I love to hear about those, especially if you live like in different countries. Definitely let me know that in the comments. And if you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.